Sushi is moderately priced, usually. But what if we take the most expensive in history, as far as I know, and the cheapest, and make them go head to head? Today we are making sushi, yet again, not just any sushi, but specifically makimono. Sushi rolls, for those who don't want to Google it. We're essentially going to take a makimono roll and add as much expensive stuff as I can think that would make sense in there as possible. And then do the polar opposite with the other one, which will pretty much purely be vegetable. Huh? Vegetarian? Probably going to end up adding meat. At the end, we'll decide which one's the best. So with that being said, let's make this, shall we?
We have 2 makimono rolls for you. Version 1, which totals around $5 per serving, and still very good. Now, version 2 is what I'd call the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ of makimono, which in order to make is gonna cost about $525. Yeah, this is all for you, pal. Now, there is no makimono without the heart and soul of one of my first loves. Short green Tamaki Gold is a great choice. Now I'm gonna keep this brief because I've made sushi rice for you before. Link in the description for the full guide. Get your rice. I'm not gonna say it. See what's happening here? All right. You know what this is by now. Cook your rice, season it with sushi zu, ideally in a traditional hangiri, like you see here, then plop it back into your rice cooker. Cut the heat, turn it off, but keep it closed so it's slightly warmed, and now we can move on to the cheaper version. First, we make the mushroom element. Get yourself 1 pound or 450 grams of fresh shiitake mushrooms, remove all of their stems, and slice into 1/2-inch pieces. Heat a large heavy bottom pot with at least 2 inches worth of vegetable oil to 350 Fahrenheit. Then next to that, in a medium sauce pot, add 1/2 cup or 100 grams of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup or 120 milliliters of mirin, 3/4 cup or 180 milliliters of white distilled vinegar, 1 cup or 240 milliliters of soy sauce, 1 shallot, halved, you can leave the skin on, it's fine, and 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, peeled and lightly crushed. Heat that, swirling occasionally until the sugar is dissolved and the liquid is hot. Next, fry your mushrooms in batches, tossing occasionally in the oil until a deep golden brown. Remove with a spider, let it drain slightly, and then add that while hot to your hot steaming liquid. And repeat with all of your mushrooms. Now once that's done, keep it submerged and let it sit until room temperature. I mean, look at these things. Now optionally, you can add Spam to this roll without much extra cost. So you can just get a can of Spam, cut that bad boy into 1-inch thick batons, get a medium-sized skillet, heat it over medium-high with a touch of oil in it, sear it beautifully on all sides, about 1 to 2 minutes each, then finish with a tablespoon or 2 of unsalted butter, swirling occasionally until the butter begins to melt and lightly brown. Now, for vegetables, easy peasy. Seedless English cucumber, cut into segments that's about as long as half the width of 1 piece of nori. Then cut off just the cheeks or the heel, quarter turning each time. Then cut little batons that should equal the same width on all sides, like these bad boys. Then get 1 ripe avocado, quarter it, peel it, and slice it into 1/3-inch thick slices, and let us assemble. On a very light damp board, add a sheet of sushi nori, lightly dampen your hands with water, get a mounded 1/2 cup of your rice, layer it on, leaving a 1/2-inch strip of uncovered nori at the top, add on 2 pieces of your seared Spam, 2 pieces of your cucumber, a generous handful of your soy mushroom pickle, 3 slices of avocado, shingled nicely, about 5 whole chives, and then carefully transfer that to a sushi mat, roll it up until both ends meet, gently press along the whole log. Roll your log so different side is facing down, press it once more, pull out a beautiful makimono, cut it in half, and then cut into 1-inch pieces. Now, moving on to Mr. Expensive. Oh boy. Is it hot in here? Or is it the hundreds of dollars that caught on fire to buy these ingredients? First, fresh wasabi mayo. In a medium-sized bowl, add 2 cups or 420 grams of Kewpie mayonnaise, along with this guy right here. This is fresh wasabi. The total cost of this is around $80. Is it expensive? Yes, of course, but it's also unlike any wasabi you've ever had because probably you've never had actual wasabi. It's lightly sweet, fragrant, and one of the most sensuous, spicy sensations possible. Add 2 tablespoons or 20 grams of that. Next, heat a small saucepan over medium heat, add just enough vegetable oil to coat the bottom of the pan, then add in 3 sliced serranos, seeds and all right, don't be a babby, it's fine. Then add 1 large shallot, thinly sliced, 4 cloves of garlic, thinly sliced, and a 2-inch nub of ginger, also thinly sliced. Stir that to coat with the oil and sweat that bad boy, stirring occasionally until all the vegetables have softened but receive no browning whatsoever. Add all that to a blender along with 2.5 tablespoons or 38 grams of yuzu juice, 2 tablespoons or 20 grams of shiradashi, blend that on high until smooth, add that to your mayo, season to taste with salt, with still combined, and then add either more yuzu juice or rice vinegar to taste to make it as acidic as you like, but try to have some self-control there, alright? Too much is gonna make it too thin. Next, crab salad. You'll need 5 king crab legs. Break those down, pop the meat out. This is also assuming that your king crabs are pre-cooked. If they're not, then obviously you'll need to poach them first. Now shred that in a medium-sized bowl, then separately mix together 1/2 cup or 100 grams of Kewpie mayo and 1/4 cup or 48 grams of sriracha. Add that to your king crab along with the zest of 1 lemon. Mix, mix, mix till thoroughly combined, and that's a crab salad. Now for the A5 Wagyu, I've got a beautiful 20-ounce strip loin. About to go over there and give it a little kiss. First, try and square off your beef, cutting any excess fat in a straight line like this. Then simply cut that into batons that are about 2.5 to 3 inches long and 1 inch thick. So a rectangular prism, sort of? Anyway, next we're gonna katsu fry it, so you're welcome. You'll need 1 medium bowl of 2 cups or 300 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 cups or 170 grams of panko breadcrumbs, 2 eggs whisked together. Then all you gotta do, take a baton, toss it in the flour, coat thoroughly, shake off the excess, then coat in the egg, you guessed it, thoroughly. And finally, in your panko breadcrumbs, coating every single piece of surface area. I want that real estate coated. Place it to the side and bread the rest of your A5 steak fingies. Then just get a 7-quart heavy bottom pot filled with about 3 quarts of vegetable oil, which has been heated to 350 Fahrenheit. Add your steak fingers in batches and fry those bad boys for about 30 to 45 seconds or until a beautiful golden brown. Katsu style A5 steak finger emerges. Now, first, nori down. Then rice. Follow that up with a few leaves of Thai basil shingled in a line on the lower third of your nori. Then very thinly sliced lime quats, also shingled in the same fashion. Yes, they exist. Then a 1/4 cup of your crab salad, shaping it into some sort of a log. On the same lower third, a touch of julienne fresh cucumber, followed by julienne carrot, 2 of your A5 steak katsu fingers. Roll that guy up. It's a little full, all right? I get it. It's a big boy. Form it, roll it onto the other side, form it again, remove, cut it in half, slice, slice, beautifully. And you have a lovely, fatty, crunchy, all the flavors under the sun makimono for an excessive amount of money. Of course, also don't forget the sauce, all right? We've spent this much time now. With a little sprinkle of togarashi for flair. Now let's taste test and see if packing your wallet extra thick before going to the grocery store gets you a better roll.
Yeah! I love sushi. The cheap one for this price, the expensive one for this price. Wowee. The cheaper one, Spam, marinated mushroom. You can remove the Spam and make this vegetarian. You like that? See, I told you I'd have something for you. Oh, busting me open. The marinated mushrooms make the sushi roll. If the Spam wasn't in here, I'd still be doing a hoedown. Look at the way I boogie. Now the expensive one. A5 Wagyu, king crab, fresh wasabi. Dunkaroonie. Everybody averted their eyes. I'm just gonna say it right now. The expensive one is 10 times better than this. Am I saying that this one's bad? No. Honestly, in some occasions, you may not want a mouthful of A5 Wagyu. Maybe you want something lighter. But the complexity of flavors, the textures, the fattiness, the richness, but also balanced at the same time. I obviously should try this with a sauce. I'll say it right now, it's not the sauce. Although the sauce is delicious, it is not the sauce. This roll is the better roll, without a doubt, by a large margin. But the barrier to entry is this right here. It's gonna be up to you to decide whether or not you wanna pay for this experience. But you know what you don't have to pay for? B-roll.